Dear student, welcome to my online maths class. Today, in continuation of my geometry guide, my today's topic is quadrilateral. So today I'll discuss the definition of quadrilateral and the other different types of quadrilateral one by one along with their definition. And one more thing, I'll try to define it as simple as possible so that you can understand. Because in quadrilateral, different types of quadrilateral like parallelogram, rhombus, square, rectangle, there are many different properties. So we can define it in detail also. In different way we can define it. So I'll try to define it as simple as possible so that you can remember it easily. And in my later videos, I'll discuss about the different properties one by one. So today I'll focus on the definition only. So first of all, I'll start with the definition of quadrilateral. So how can we define a quadrilateral? Like triangle, we can define a quadrilateral in this way. A quadrilateral is a geometrical plane figure bounded by four sides. So we can write it, the definition of quadrilateral first. A quadrilateral is a geometrical plane figure bounded by four sides. So a quadrilateral is a geometrical plane figure bounded by four sides. If my writing is looking too small, you can zoom it also to see it clearly. So this is the definition of a quadrilateral. Now one by one we'll discuss the different types of quadrilateral. Let me write all the types. So basically there are 6 different types of quadrilateral. So first of all, I can write square. So how can we define a square? A square is a quadrilateral. In this way, we'll define all the 6 different types of quadrilateral in the similar way. So we can start in this way. A square is a quadrilateral in which a square is a quadrilateral in which all the four sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. So this is the simple definition of a square. A square is a quadrilateral in which all the four sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. So if we draw a square, so we can draw it in this way. So here ABCD is a square in which all these four sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. So this is the simple figure of a square along with the definition. Now in number 2, I'll define a rectangle. So let me write rectangle. Then keeping the similarity, we can define a rectangle in this way. A rectangle is a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. So we can write it in the similar way. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. So this is the simple definition of a rectangle. And in case of a figure, if I draw a figure, so let me draw the figure here. So let ABCD be a rectangle. So according to the definition, the opposite side being here AB and DC, and the opposite sides BC and AD must be equal and each angle is 90 degree. So this is the simple definition of a rectangle. Now we'll define the other quadrilateral. Now we'll define the third one. So the third one we'll write parallelogram. So parallelogram also we can define in simple way. In this way, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which two pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, or we can write it opposite sides are equal and parallel. So a parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal and parallel. But here you just see that here it is written opposite sides are equal and parallel, but if we define it opposite sides are parallel only, then also the definition is correct. But if we write equal and parallel, so I think it is better. So this is the definition of a parallelogram. So if we draw a parallelogram, so we can draw it in this way. So ABCD. If ABCD is a parallelogram, then its opposite side being AB and DC must be equal, and the opposite sides AD and BC also must be equal, and they must be parallel to each other. So this is the definition of a parallelogram. In my next videos, I'll discuss there are some similarities between rectangle and parallelogram also, because a rectangle also a parallelogram. Then how a rectangle becomes parallelogram, we'll discuss it later on along with their properties when we'll discuss. Now, number 4. In number 4, we'll write rhombus. So, how can we define a rhombus? So, we can see that there is a similarity between rhombus and square. And what is the difference between rhombus and square? From the definition we can understand. So we can write in the similar way, a rhombus is a quadrilateral in which all the four sides are equal. So that much. So in case of rhombus, no need to write each angle is 90 degree. But in case of square, we have written each angle is 90 degree. But in case of rhombus, no need to write each angle is 90 degree. It means if the angle is other than 90 degree also, we can say it is a rhombus. So what is the minimum criteria for becoming a rhombus? Only criteria is that, or only condition is that the four sides must be equal, that much. So this is the definition of a rhombus, and we can draw a rhombus in this way. So let it be A, B, C, D. So ABCD will be a rhombus if AB is equal to BC equal to DC equal to AD. So this is the minimum criteria. Then there are many different properties of rhombus also. So we'll discuss it later on. Now, as I said you that today I'll discuss only the definition. So after rhombus, in number 5, I'll define trapezium. So how can we define a trapezium? A trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel. This is the simple definition, no need to say any other thing. So we can define it. A trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So this is the definition of a trapezium, and for your information, I am telling that there are other types of trapezium, and it is called isosceles trapezium. So what is an isosceles trapezium? First of all, let me draw the figure of a trapezium, then you can understand. Suppose so if ABCD be a trapezium, then according to the definition, I said that one pair of opposite sides. So here the one pair is AB and DC. So these two sides are parallel. So AD and BC are called non-parallel sides, and these two sides may not be parallel also. If it is parallel also, then also it is a trapezium. But the minimum condition is that the one pair of opposite sides must be parallel. Then what is an isosceles trapezium? So in case of isosceles trapezium, it is like that. So this, let it be PQ RS. So PQRS will be an isosceles trapezium if these two sides are parallel and these two angles are equal and these two angles also equal, and these non-parallel sides are equal. So this is called an isosceles trapezium. So there are two types of trapezium. You just remember, I am not defining it. I defined only the definition of trapezium here. Now the sixth one is kite. So what is a kite? All of you know, you are familiar about the kite, but you may not be define it clearly. So let me define a kite. A kite is also a quadrilateral in which two pair of adjacent sides are equal and one pair of opposite angles are equal. So I'll write it in simple way. A kite is a quadrilateral in which two pair of adjacent sides are equal. So that much is the definition. In simple way we can define it. We can include some other things also, but if we want to define it in simple way, so this is correct. Mean a kite is a quadrilateral in which two pair of adjacent sides are equal. Now let me draw a kite. So if I draw a kite, so let it be A, B, C, D. So if A, B, C, D be a kite, then according to the definition, these two sides are adjacent and these two sides also adjacent. So here it is written that adjacent, two pair of adjacent sides are equal. It means here AB and AD are adjacent sides and they are equal, and BC and DC also they are equal as they are adjacent. And additionally I can tell you that these two opposite angles also equal. So it is no need to include in the definition, because I told you that I'll try to define it as simple as possible. So you can define in this way. So in my next video I'll discuss the different properties of quadrilateral. Today up to this, thank you.